Hey everybody, it's Kelly with the Garden Whisperer. If you're unfamiliar with what I do, I design flower beds and garden beds for homeowners where they can either install it themselves, or they can hire a landscaper to install it for them according to the design plans. So I just wanted to show you my Concertina Reblooming Bearded Irises are blooming. And then we've got the ones over there. So pretty. Here, actually, this one's like, these are like really good. Oh, look, there's some sort of bug there. See it on there? Right there. Look at him. I don't know what he is. I don't think, is that a dragonfly? I don't know. Could be. So look at that. Oh, so pretty. They're like a light pinky peach with the purpley blue beards. And then look at the like orange. I don't know if that's like, is that considered a throat? The orange throat? I'm not the best at plant anatomy, but I try. But look at them. They're so pretty. So some of them bloomed and then I snapped them off because they got spent. And I think that's the case with these two here. Yeah, it's like attaching to that. So this one's going to bloom soon. This one's basically spent. So I think I don't know if, there we go. Snap that one off. And this one's pretty spent too. And it's got a bloom next to it as well. Now, I don't know if you really need to deadhead it like that, but I'm doing it just because it looks neater. And they say, oh, there's another one that's spent right here. Unless that's coming, I don't know if that's spent. I think it is, yeah. I'm going to get it off. So, just to clean it up a little bit. And then those are going to be blooming soon. So, they are going to rebloom in the fall, like late summer, early fall. Now, the only thing with that, though, is I'm a little worried about the dumb deer because they eat everything in the fall. So it's going to be interesting. But I just had to show you that because they are just the prettiest flowers. And now my lupins are starting to bloom. You can see, look, there's one there. There's another one there. There's another one there. So this one has like a ton of buds on it. There and there. They're all throughout. They're like hiding behind each other. And there's another one here. So this one's filled with them. And and as you can see, this one over here, they're popping up. So they're going to be blooming soon, and they are Russell blue, so they're a real pretty blue color, which will be nice, go really nice with the iris if the irises still keep their blooms when the lupins bloom. But if not, that's fine too, because then it'll just transition from blooming here to then blooming here and there and there and behind the wheelbarrow. So I'm excited. They're just so pretty. So I just had to show you, but highly deer resistant, except in the fall and early spring, the moron deer will eat the foliage. So we'll see what happens. I have to start protecting my plants literally like the first or second week in August because they start to get nuts and they know that the season is coming to an end, even that early. It's even before fall. So it sucks, but it is what it is. But all good. And something's going on with this. My variegata, I got to cut that off. It's all damaged or beat up. Probably because of all the rain we've had. Everything's getting waterlogged, and it's supposed to rain again today. We literally have had rain like 3 weeks straight. We needed it, but still. It was just constant, and all the plants are getting waterlogged. And my catmint in my other flower bed, because it still has a lot of clay left in it, were turning yellow. The foliage was turning yellow because that means too much water. So anyway, I just wanted to show that, but I'm also going to show, hold on, I'm going to put these in the garbage can. So over here, I'll show you the catmint really quick. And you can see the foliage has yellow. That is too much water. But the flowers are real pretty. So they're growing this year, but they look real small. I'm actually thinking of transplanting them over to the flower bed we just came from. Because I want, it's funny because they came from that flower bed. I put them here, but the soil is just, it gets too waterlogged and there's still so much clay that even though they're doing all right because they're a really tough plant, they're still not doing as great as I'd like. We are officially still in spring, so technically I could transplant it. But being that they're already a little stressed with all the water, I don't know how they'll do. I do have cuttings that I took from them that are growing in my pots on the deck. So I'll get more plants, but it's just a little slower doing it that way. But anyway, so we'll see what happens with that. I really, like, I'm getting ants in the pants where I just want to dig them up and transplant them. And these, they're Happy Face Potentilla yellow. They have a yellow bloom. This one's smaller. I mean, they're doing okay per se, but last year they did not bloom well, and they're supposed to be covered in blooms. And like I said, I have a feeling it's the soil because there's still a lot of clay left in this flower bed, even though I did amend it. So we'll see what happens. I may transplant those or just get rid of them altogether. I'm seriously thinking about getting Blue Star Juniper to put here in place. Really pretty, prickly, and the deer will not eat it because if you handle it without gloves, it actually makes your skin itch, gets red and irritated and like swelling up. So a little bit of allergic reaction, at least for me it does. So that just tells me the deer will leave that alone as well because they don't really like juniper. As you can see, they haven't touched my gold cone juniper or my skyrocket little guy there and the other one over here. So we'll see. But as you could see, I edged out this whole thing. I haven't put mulch on it yet. I planted some stuff. So far, these are pretty deer resistant. These are double bubble dianthus plants. Got one there, and one there. I have been spraying them with my cayenne pepper peppermint oil spray, but honestly, if they really wanted them, they would get at it. So they have left it alone. So I am going to let them, and they are starting to produce some blooms. I don't know if you can see right here. So they're already pumping out, and all three of them are doing it. So that'll be really cool if I have some pretty pink flowers pretty soon. And so I'm going to say these are highly deer resistant, at least so far they are. They've been in here for a couple weeks now, and the moron deer have not touched them. I keep pulling weeds out. It drives me nuts. But, so yes, we'll see. And I think I'm going to be planting. I planted it over off in the, I don't even know where it is now. I planted my Japanese maple over in this vicinity. It's a really tall, really small tree. So you can't really see it from here. But I think in the spring I'm going to transplant it to this flower bed. It's supposed to get only like 4 to 6 feet wide. Yeah. So I'm thinking, because I don't want it to put too much shade on this flower bed because a lot of the plants in here like sun. So I may just plant it on the edge. And then if it only goes out 2 feet, maybe like there or there, 2 to 3 feet, if it gets 6 feet wide. So it'll be good. And then I can put something in there that maybe likes a little shade, or who knows. We'll figure it out. Usually I plan this stuff out for my own flower beds, but sometimes I just fly by the seat of my pants, which is kind of what I'm doing with this. So I'm just going to make this literally like a little island bed. Now I think I'm going to, because I don't like how the edge is here. So I may extend this kind of out more like that, because I'm just not liking how that edge looks. But that's where I'm going to stop with this. And then I may do like a pathway, like extend stones out to that flower bed, and maybe eventually do like stones going through this whole area, even though I've got trees planted there. So I'm just literally winging it with this whole area. The rest of this stuff, like I have planned, and the landscaper needs to get here. I've been emailing them to get them here. My grass is getting crazy long, and he has yet to show up. So hopefully soon. But anyway, so that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to edge that out today just to get it. I have not mulched anything here yet. This whole area, as you can see, just filled with rock. wish I dread digging it up now. When I dug this area up, I was trying to just go down like maybe, I don't know, like a foot. I ended up going way deeper because I pulled out 2 massive rocks. As you can see, that's why the soil's kind of sinking. I tamped it down a little bit, but it wasn't. It's got cracks, but that's okay. But, yeah, so it was massive. But the good thing is it's got good soil now. Another weed. Look at these things. Ay, ay, ay. So, and as I plant stuff, I'm not digging this area up like I did that when I had the landscaper pull everything up with the excavator. Excuse me. But I'm going to dig. I'm just going to go planting hole by planting hole at this point. And they'll do just fine as long as they have like a foot deep and like 2 to 3 times the size of their pot. As long as you dig that area up, the plants will do just fine. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And eventually, once all the worms get in here, that will help aerate the soil, and they will actually pull the organic matter through the soil in the form of their worm poop. So hopefully over time, it's going to take a few years. It always does. It's going to be really awesome. So this is just this flower bed here. So I'm going to, like I said, I'm just going to edge it out today, go around something like that. I just want it more pointy, a little bit of a better edge, but not too much because I don't want to go too far out in this area because I want to be able to wear the walkway and you can still see this flower bed here. And the tree trunks have yet to be pulled. I think I'm gonna do that at the end of this year. They gave me a quote. It's like $450 to get those 4 trunks pulled. They're actually one tree with 3 leaders, and the other one's a pine tree. So I'm thinking that's probably no, maybe they were oaks. I'm not sure. I'm looking at the bark. Sometimes you can tell like the bark of oak is more, it's like more rough and kind of cracked looking. So anyway, but so yeah, so they've got to come and pull those roots out, and then I'll just have them backfill with some good topsoil, and then I don't have to dig up rocks in that whole area. And I may do like maybe a flower bed there, and then just do like some walkway stones. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do, and I think eventually this whole area is going to be filled in too with plants, but we'll see. One thing at a time, because as we know, I just keep going. I don't stop. And then I planted my little tiny anemone, and that I have planted in the back there. The deer love this plant, but they did get at it once, but so far they're leaving it alone. Now, it could be that they really don't come in my yard all that much anymore, which I'm glad about, because they know, like, that crazy lady there, she yells at us, chases us out of the yard, so don't even go there. But once the babies are born, who knows what's going to happen. But so it's starting to grow, and it's put on some new foliage, which is good. So that's going to get about, the spacing for that is like 20 inches. And the dianthus is about 8 inches. It's small. It's low-lying. And then in this area, this whole area, between the anemone, this grass, and that's the miscanthus grass, I am going to be putting a bird bath, but I'm going to turn it, and I'll show you the picture of it. And I'm going to turn it into a solar water fountain. So that's the one that I found. And I'm so bummed because where I found this picture was on a Canadian garden center website, and they don't ship to the United States. So I was like, great. So this is perfect for what I was looking for. It's 26 inches tall, so it's a good height, not too tall, not too short. The depth of the bowl is really good because I am going to be putting a solar fountain kit in it because I don't want stagnant water, just because the mosquitoes, even though it's not too bad out here because we have hummingbirds, bats, and dragonflies that eat all the mosquitoes. So, but still, I don't want stagnant water to help produce more mosquitoes. So I'm going to do a solar water fountain in that. And I was so bummed that the Canadian website, like, they don't ship to the United States. So I was like, oh, come on. Because I've been looking online for something that's really perfect. I wanted white. I wanted very simple, but kind of cottagey and kind of romantic looking. And I think this fits the bill with the fluted bowl. So I did a search, Google, and I contacted Paolini's Cast Stone Incorporated. They're in Easton, Pennsylvania. And I sent them the picture of this, and I said, can you custom make it? Because they say they can make anything. If you have a drawing, if you draw it, they'll make it. So I said, can you make this for me? They said, well, we actually do have fountains very similar to that. Why don't you come by? So I'm like, okay. So I'm going to go down there either Friday or Saturday. It's about an hour and 15-minute drive from where I live, but it's all worth it because I just absolutely love this. I think it's exactly what I'm looking for. So that is going to go right in this area next to the pathway. So I think that's going to be really cute. And then once the anemones bloom, they're like a pink color. And then we've got the double bubble, which the anemones don't bloom until the fall. And this is the corkscrew juncus. They actually they're more kind of like a wildflower looking thing, but it is a plant. It looks like a grass, but it's actually a plant. And then I've got the miscanthus grass. So the plumes in the fall will go nicely with the pink anemones. And the little blooms that they have, they're kind of like, you have to see it. I can't really explain it, but they'll look really cool too next to the fountain and then with the anemones and everything. So I think it's going to be really cool. So the dianthus, well, they're starting to bloom, so I'm probably going to get flowers soon. And then once those go, then maybe the anemone will pick up. Definitely will in the fall. And look, I wasn't sure, but God, it really picked up growth in the past few days, but my Blue Moon Wisteria is starting to bloom, and eventually it's going to vine up over this whole trellis. And I actually have another vining plant I wanted to vine up over those door trellises that I made, but it doesn't seem to be really doing much. I know it said that it's really slow growing and it takes time to get moving, but it's been in there for, I don't know, 2-3 years now, and it's still kind of like, it's got foliage, but it's really not doing much anything. So I may actually transplant it over here because I'm thinking it needs more sun. And that's why I limbed up those trees, hoping that it would help it, but we'll see what happens. So I'll wait until spring next year to see what it does this year. But I have a feeling I'm going to have to transplant it. So anyway, so that is the goal. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to edge it out, just get it a little more pointed here. And then just start planting. And then I'm going to be stopping here. And then, like I said, maybe doing some more stepping stones going that, or just even going like that way, and then maybe all the way around, getting those trunks pulled, and just doing some more. Now I've got all these trees planted here. So it's a process. It's just one thing at a time. But, and then I actually let this little guy out of its cage. Now it's looking pretty sad, but that's normal for newly transplanted. They'll lose some of their needles and foliage due to transplant shock, but it's all good. I let it out to see if it's deer resistant. They have left it alone for, I think I took it out like a couple days, 3-4 days ago. And it seems as though the deer have left it alone. I am spraying it with my cayenne peppermint oil just to be safe, but they're really not touching it. And the needles it is kind of prickly. So, like if you touch it, you're like, ooh. So that could be another reason why they leave it alone. But they do say the Himalayan, because it's a Himalayan cedar snow sprite is the name. Bought it on Conifer Kingdom. So they do say that it is deer resistant. So far, so good. Have yet to let that one out of its cage. Now, my blue cloak white fir, look at all the new foliage on it. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, it's so pretty. Like it has like the darker blue there. And then it goes into like a light creamy blue. It's just so pretty. But it's all new growth. All the lighter color on this is all new growth. So it survived its first winter. And it's obviously doing well, as you could see, because the first year they sleep. They sit there and you look at them like, are you going to do anything? But they're actually establishing their roots underground. Second year they creep, which is this. They put on all new growth. And then third year they leap, which is when their roots are supposed to be fully established. And they just start getting tall and big. So far, and this has like a natural weeping kind of habit to it. It's really weeping, but that's okay, because once it gets bigger, it's just going to look really cool. So, yeah, and look, landscaper has to get here. My grass is getting way too long. So anyway, so that's it. So that is the fountain that I'm going to go down either Friday or Saturday. I'm looking more like Friday because I don't want to go on the Saturday when there's going to be tons of people out probably. It's just better shopping when there's less people. So yeah, I'm going to do that. So as you can see, it's kind of like weird the way I shaped it. So I got to fix it. So I'm definitely going to go out a little more. But it's coming along. It's just taking some time. Everything's going to grow in. All right, so that's it for today's video, guys. I just wanted to show you what I've been doing. Wanted to show you the update on the Concertina, how they're blooming. And I'm going to divide the big potted one that I planted a few months ago. And I'm going to divide that and transplant in the fall. And after the second flush of blooms is done, and I'm going to cut them back. And then I'm going to have to protect them because the moron deer will eat the foliage in the fall. They did last year at least. And then hopefully I will have a lot more iris next year. So I'm stoked. But anyway, so that's it for today's video, guys. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. And if you're interested in hiring my design services, you can reach me at www.the-garden-whisperer.com. Till next time, guys, happy gardening. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.